This is my fight prediction for Tszyu versus Bakhram, Murtazaliev. It's going to be a very good fight. This is a title fight, and it's for the IBF title at 154, and this could lead to undisputed down the road. And with Tszyu now having another opponent, this guy's fighting everybody. I don't even know if Tszyu's 30 years old yet. He might just now hit 30 or still 29 years old. He's fighting a lot of guys before the age of 30. Been trying to tell people. And he's still fighting fights. I told people, like, okay, he lost the last fight. He's still going to be in the mix. That's what happens when you take big fights. There's a lot of guys not taking big fights right now, and that's how you stay in the mix. But with Bakhram, he was out for a long time, and he just had a win recently over Jack Koke. And I'm going to go through that breakdown real quick. Now, with Bakhram, he's a very tall fighter. He's like 6 foot. He may be 6'1". He's very tall for 154. I mean, he might be one of the tallest 154s. And with the way that Tszyu came out that last fight against Fandora, I think Tszyu fighting Fandora before he fought Bakhram was one of the most smartest things that could have happened to him, thanks to Keith Thurman for pulling out the fight. I think that was actually one of the best things that happened because he's fought a guy with a lot of size. And a lot of the fighters right now at 154 and 160 that Tszyu said he would possibly go to and down the line, they have tall fighters. So I think that one fight is going to be able to help him down the line from now on. That was an excellent job of him being able to withstand that jab for Fandora. People don't realize it, but Fandora has never jabbed that much in a fight. For him to actually do that, that was something that nobody expected. I actually had to take a guess with some luck, a lot of luck, and guess that Fandora would actually go into this fight jabbing and using his size. And that was something that he did. And Tszyu's going to learn a lot from that because he was able to use his jab as well. And what I've seen from Bakhram is he doesn't jab like Fandora, but it's similar and the style is similar. He's not as polished, but he's polished enough to actually get things done. Not a very good counter puncher. Not very great in exchanges. He will be clinching. I will see that. I think Tszyu with his size, and he'll be able to get inside and land some shots. He could actually be able to get him up out of there. It'll be a tough fight for Bakhram. I think he can actually try to get Bakhram up out of there. But Bakhram is a very tough fighter. He's very big. He's huge for 154. I thought he was skinny at first, but then I seen his height. And I'm like, wow, this guy's tall. So he's a tall fighter too. So with Tszyu coming off that last fight against Fandora, it's going to do wonders for him. And with Bakhram, a guy who's not really consistent to the body, he'll try to go upstairs. He drops his hands below his chest a lot, so he leaves his head and area open. I think if Tszyu can kind of focus on that jab and get those hooks to the body going, that can lead to an uppercut in the inside and possibly a left hook upstairs, right hook to the body, right hand upstairs. He can mix those in with just a little bit of jabbing. That'll give Bakhram some problems. Bakhram, he tends to fight aggressively coming forward, but he'll be on that back foot later on in the middle rounds and the late rounds. I don't know if that was a stamina issue in his last fight because he hasn't been fighting that much lately. So I think if I was Tszyu, I would actually take him into deep waters and I would test that stamina out. I know he's a guy who's been fighting internationally at a high level, but if I was Tszyu, take him into deep waters. Don't try to go for the knockout early. Finish him off at the end because Bakhram, in his last fight, I would say, he was winded around the 4th or 5th round. The exchanges from Koke looked like something that would come from Tszyu. I think Tszyu's a little more powerful. I think those punches that he land for Tszyu as well. And to be honest with you, the styles aren't really that much different because I know Tszyu can do 2 or 3 different kind of styles. So the styles aren't really kind of different. So he can mix this stuff in, but Bakhram is a very tall fighter. He's very tall. His body is not too far off from what Hamza Shiraz or Fandora is. It's around the same size. Got long reach, tall height, power. good foundation. His balance is not that good. Not a huge fan of his balance. It seems like he's off balance a lot. And with a guy like Tszyu in front of you, we know where he comes from. So that balance is going to be a problem for Bakhram. It'll be a huge issue. And with Bakhram be able to go to the body, that could work. But like I said, he drops his hands a lot. So if he does that for 12 rounds, it'll be kind of hard for him to withstand what Tszyu has, especially coming off his first loss. Now, a lot of people can help me on that. I'm not for sure. I want to go 12 rounds. But then I'm feeling like Tszyu, he learned so much from his last fight. I feel like a knockout late in 11th, 12th round could possibly be, just because Bakhram's stamina is good, but I don't know if it's going to be tip-top like Tszyu is. I don't know if his timing is going to be there. I didn't like his timing in his last fight. It's just a lot of things I seen that Tszyu can kind of basically take away from Bakhram. Now, it can be a decision fight in this fight, but I feel like it could be a knockdown as well. I think Tszyu's going to come out aggressive. He's not going to leave it up to the judges this time. He's going to go full blast, not really wait. He doesn't have to worry about a long jab like Fedor's. That'll never happen again, because there's not that many guys boxing like that that's that tall. Bakhram's tall, but he's not 6'5", 6'6". He's only like 6 foot. So he's only 3 inches taller than Tszyu, but that matters. You know, that definitely matters. And I think Tszyu caused a lot of problems in this fight. But he has to be able to go to that body and take away from what Bakhram does. He fights on the back foot, but he comes forward as well. He comes forward. He does a little bit of both. But I don't know if the back foot fighting was more of a stamina issue. But I know he had problems with the combinations and the exchanges. And with Tszyu, that's going to be a problem. So I got Tszyu, possible knockout in the 11th round. And that's all I got. Like and subscribe.